Hi, welcome to Hearthside, and I'm just discussing here my post, Engaging Children in Group Ritual Practice. In my previous post, I was talking about our mothers getting pushed out of group practice, so the two topics are a little bit linked. Some of the things are going to be the same in both. This one in particular, I was talking about what it's like to have children in your ritual instead of just an all-adult group, and some things that you might want to tweak. For the most part, rituals are pretty interactive and keep the kids engaged. They're really curious. They learn from example. But, there are things that you could do. I've heard of groups doing puppet plays, having some sort of, ritual dramas related to, different stories in the lore. Those are really great ways to get the kids involved. Other larger groups, some of them might have someone who's in charge of, doing kids' activities, and that might not be, right in the ritual space. That might be outside the ritual space, and, I don't know, doing coloring, or some sort of games, or, depending on their age, lore study related to the gods. But I would caution parents, you guys are the ones that are responsible for your children at ritual. You can't expect that every group is going to have some sort of children's program like that, depending on the size of the group and just, the logistics of it. For the most part, the child's going to be participating right directly in the ritual. You're the one who's going to be watching them, and expecting your tribe to do that is not really fair. So it's a matter of making sure they're participating, basically, so that they're not being disruptive. And they're always going to make some mistakes, but I feel like that happens in adult rituals as well. When there's only adult members, everyone makes mistakes sometimes, and expecting everything to go 100% smoothly all the time is just not realistic. So yeah, being patient. Everyone needs to be patient with kids, and you shouldn't be trying to exclude kids from being participants within ritual within your tribe. That's just not nice, and it's also the way that your tribe dies, basically. If you're not developing second generations of heathens, then your tribe eventually is going to die, and that's not 100% a bad thing in the modern sense, but you want your tribe to have legacy. That said, there is definitely a folkish element within parenting information about heathenry that I've noticed online, where they're really pushing at marrying within the faith only, breeding for the purpose of expanding heathenry, and I am 100% not on board with that. I think it's entirely up to the parents whether they want their kids involved in ritual, whether they want their kids raised as heathen at all, and the group has no reason to be trying to change the parents' mind on those matters. Basically, that's up to the family. Yeah, so just something to be aware of if you're looking for parenting information online on heathenry. Unfortunately, it's slowly getting better, but the content is thin, and I don't recommend all of it. Yeah, so great ways to get kids involved beyond what I've said already. Having stories around the fire afterwards about mythology, about the lore. Some of the lore is better for different age groups than others, but that again is up to the parents' discretion. Having alternatives to any alcohol for kids who are participating in the ritual, if that's what the parents want. Personally, from my opinion, if we're passing around a horn, if a child takes like one sip of alcohol, that's not going to get them drunk, but other parents might not feel that way. So having those discussions in advance, just to be sure that everybody's on the same page. Singing songs are also a great way in ritual to engage the youth, but like, children are going to easily just be involved in anything, either on their own or with an adult helping them. They can do anything that you would do in a ritual, whether that's lighting candles, incense, spreading something around the area, whatever you happen to be doing in that ritual, they can learn how to do it. So it's just a matter of them having that guidance from their parents as from when they're little, and then when they're older, like, they can start taking on doing some of those things on their own without any help from that parent. So yeah, there's really, in that sense, it's really easy to have them involved and have them engaged in the ritual. I think that pretty much covers it all on this topic. Yeah, just be careful of what resources that you use when looking at heathen parenting, basically, online. There's a lot of stuff out there that I would say you want to steer clear of. So developing your practice with your tribe is basically what's most important, and coming up with that hopefully in advance of children joining the practice if there haven't been children previously. But I mean, you can make it work, and it's just having those discussions and making sure that everybody's on board. Alright, that's it, and I will see you soon.